I've been playing guitar before smartphones and YouTube were a thing, and so there's very little record of the time I owned a Yamaha RGX820Z. This super strat was considered an upper mid-tier guitar with branded hardware, decent electronics, and a fantastic piezo system. It was so convincing to the untrained ear that I could get away playing this acoustic for an entire unplugged gig. Time went on, I sold the guitar, bought it back, traded it with a dear friend, and for a while I was okay not having it. I moved on, I thought, except I didn't. I think I was suffering from a case of missing the one that got away, so I began to search. I asked my dear friend if there was a chance I could get it back, to which the answer was, sort of. I don't normally start a review with a con, but the flame top you see on the RGX820 is a maple veneer. The layer is so thin that in hot and humid Singapore, combined with acidic sweat, you get the problem of the top bleeding and melting away. Long story short, I now have the Blue Burst version. This is the RGX820Z, and if you see it being sold, buy it immediately. It's supposed to be blue to mimic the original blue that the RGX820 was offered in, but blue mixed with red gets you purple. Look closely, especially in bright spotlight, and you'll see that the guitar is starting to fade into purple in some spots. It's funny that the color ended up as a blue with a tinge of purple, because that's what I love about the Mystic Dream finish on the Ernie Ball Music Man JP6. At the time, I was 22 years old with no job that gave a big enough paycheck to fork out $3,000, but I did have to spare cash around to afford this RGX. So I figured this is a budget JP6, a rock metal style alder body mahogany neck guitar with Seymour Duncan JB and jazz pickups and a piezo system. Not exactly the right ingredients for the JP6, but we have to work within our budgets, and it would seem I'm not alone in thinking about it this way. But make sure you double check that the pickups haven't changed. That JB and Jazz combo are a perfect fit for this guitar. They're PAF style with a clarity that traverses clean to overdrive well. In the middle position, I can fulfill clean rhythm guitar duties with a focused fullness that can crunch up when I strum harder. Just let this next clip speak for the JB Bridge pickup. It's one of my favorite pickups of all time because it definitively has what I refer to as the chunk. Side note, but equally important, the hardware plays a part in making the chunk easier to play. The bridge saddle pieces are Yamaha's proprietary design, which are flushed and low profile. You know how when you play a Strat style guitar and you have to dig into the saddles hoping you don't dislodge your screws? This solves that issue, letting your right hand rest as hard as you want on the body of the guitar, or ultimate palm muting technique. That chunk opens up with intensity and power when you dig in and stack that second drive, making the guitar roar like this. Now, I know the recent trend that's been set by Bethel and Modern CCM is to ride the bridge pickup for 99% of the time, but after hearing how versatile the jazz pickup is in the neck position, you might change your mind. I can handle an entire song from clean to lead just on the neck pickup. There's a fidelity to the sound that's warm but not muddy or mushy, and in the context of a worship set, that's an important shade of tone to have in your palette. This wouldn't be a PNW video without showcasing ambient and modulation effects, so here are some clips demonstrating just that, with the modulation coming from the retro reel on the HX stump. Being able to dig in and drive the effects harder makes this guitar extremely versatile, where you don't necessarily have to engage yet another drive just to jump between sections. You simply pick harder. This isn't the perfect guitar. Even though it has Buzzle tuners, Seymour Duncan pickups, the rest of the hardware is Yamaha's proprietary design, and the knobs and switches feel cheap and fragile. I've broken the pickup selector switch before, and in that very session I've been recording clips for, I broke the volume knob by the evening service. Since this is a 23-year-old guitar, I don't think I'll be able to find a replacement volume knob, so I'll have to live with this bad aesthetic. But in the guitar's defense, it is 23 years old, so for the switches and knobs to have held up this long is commendable. In sum, this is a rare guitar to come by which is versatile enough to handle both Dream Theater and Hillsong in the same gig. If you do find one, I strongly recommend buying it if it has the original Seymour Duncan JB and Jazz pickups on it. After watching and hearing this guitar in action, what do you think? Would you pick up a Yamaha guitar and play it in service? Or do you think this tone is just not worship music friendly enough? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. If you've gotten value out of this video, please hit the like, subscribe, and bell icons to help the channel grow, and head on over to my Buy Me a Coffee page to directly support the channel. Previous Can It PNW episodes feature guitars that are unlikely to be found on Sunday morning, so if you want some more of that content, check out the next video that I'll link after this. See you there.